instead of trying to find love and probably never find it, let's try to express it every day and experience love every single time. And therefore, when the love that is meant for us, that complements us well, because love is a complement to how we see ourselves, that's when we know that we can take things further and take this particular person serious. Welcome, everybody, to the Rally Cry podcast. My name is Angel.
My name is Tyler.
And we are today here because we want to unite together. And the knowledge that we are bringing in is to have an understanding that we're doing this together and we're growing together. And that's what it's all about. Because like Tyler said, there is no community without unity. So why not do it together, learn together, and talk about things that are important, because that's what life is all about. If talking about the more important things and not about, drinking and partying, it's like, it's not really relevant. What's really important is what actually helps us grow and something that we can take with us and not something that someone else can take away from us. So if we can understand our well mind, then that's something that can't be taken away. And if we're able to manage it, that'd be a lot better as well. So we talk a little bit about wellness, wealth, and building relationships, and understanding certain things. And one of the things that we would like to talk about, since it's February, we all know what February is, right?
Next February.
Next week is
Black History Month.
That and love. So,
love.
Yeah.
Love. Which one go first? Which one go first? Ooh, I put you in a pickle, huh? And I don't
say,
like
pickles. Black History Month, then love, because we had to understand like the history
behind our people, of course.
Yep, and then loving after the fact of it.
I like that. I like that.
So we're definitely going to be talking about love and the kind of the process of love and understanding it to what it is, because I think a lot of the times when it comes to love, we think we know it all. And not to say we know it all. Like, we're not love gurus or anything like that. And not to say anyone really is out there, but at least to have a better understanding of what it is. What brings us together the most in love or any kind of area is the experience of it. So when we have the experiences of bad relationships, good relationships, and we go through all these experiences, it brings us together because we then go through situations to where, okay, I don't like this, and I do like this. And we're able to understand what we don't like so that we can try to find what we do like. And when we have that understanding, it's easier to find what we're looking for. And it's not always that we should be on this search of love, since we're talking about love, because we have to learn how to express it first. And I want to have Tyler talk about basically the honeymoon phases of love and understanding that your feelings about love is important, but then the thought of what it is important as well. Like, we can feel all we want toward this person, especially when we first meet someone in our life, or even if it's, history that we've gained from this person and we're just going back into it. It's definitely important to like, okay, I have this feeling. It feels good. Now, why is it making me feel good? Where is it actually coming from? And when we can ask ourselves these questions, it's better to have this understanding of this kind of love that we're having, because there's only one kind of love. And the love that we have is like trust, honesty, humility, and everything has a balance for it. But we definitely shouldn't be so infatuated and just be blinded by love, because it only goes thus far. Because we could love someone all we want, but if they keep hurting us, then we start questioning love and not them. So tell me, Tyler, I know I had a couple people come to me about like, what is love? And it's crazy how like we still have these questions about it. And as we get older, we go through these relationships and stuff, and then yet we still have like not an understanding to what it is, because a lot of people have their perspective on love, and it's just like, all right, like, at least for the honeymoon phase, that's the foundation of it. Let me hear like what is honeymoon phases, and like why shouldn't we like go off of it so much?
Okay, so to begin, I'll say like, I enjoy how you mentioned the adverb of like being blinded, because we can, like, my hoodie says, big city nights blinded by the lights.
Oh, weekend.
So thank you. Thank you. He didn't sign it, but I'm waiting for the day.
Oh man.
But so when it comes to the honeymoon phase, which we all have been through, whether it was middle school, high school, college, or even now, young 20s, 30s, the honeymoon phase actually has a word for it. And I came across it not that long ago, and believe it or not, it blew my socks right off. And it's actually called limerence. And limerence is basically the state of being infatuated with someone. As Angel mentioned, we don't want to have a strong infatuation with this person, because it's one thing to have passionate feelings or compassionate feelings that is basically you have adoration for their personality, who they are, their quirks, everything about them, whereas passion is more with feeling, where you have that love and lust mixture there in between both, because, for romantic relationships, love and lust is going to be there, but you obviously want to have a proportion balance between the two. And limerence is something that happens before love, and I won't say that not everybody could experience love, but everybody goes through limerence, because it's this sudden, I won't say spontaneous, but definitely sudden and abrupt overwhelming feeling like, oh my gosh, like, why is this going so well? It's like we're meant for each other.
You can say that, though.
Yeah, you can.
Like spontaneous?
Like,
because it comes out of nowhere.
It does. It catches you. It catches you off your feet.
I feel for you.
Like, oh wow, like I felt how gentle you were with that.
Yeah. Or like I think when people have that like feeling of like limerence is like when they're longing for something and like this person finally gives it to them, and it's like, oh, he cares about me.
And the thing is,
or she cares about me.
Look, and see, this is the thing about me and Angel. We're always on the same point. So let's elaborate further on that. So I appreciate Angel for going that far, because that's what it is. You are longing for something. So let's say for people that have a hard time setting boundaries, right, as we mentioned before, and somebody who has a hard time setting boundaries, they get into a relationship or befriend somebody that's new, and they have an easy time setting boundaries and spending time with them, that is like, oh my gosh, like, are you meant for me? like
basically, like, it could even be like, so like, I know this is a small world, and like we basically been around each other for a long time, and I just never came across you like that, but like, does that mean like since you was around and I just never seen you, and now that you're in my life now, like you're meant for me?
Like, is this a narrative? Is
this a fairy tale?
Like, like, and the thing is, it seems
I love you,
and I think a fairy tale is a great way to put it, because it's like, it feels like this person completes you, because it just seems like the stars are aligned, Big Sean, and
I like
what's it called? And you got the planets aligned, and it seems like everything is right in this moment. You're in the right parallel universe. Everything's going well for you.
See a shooting star. I'm like, oh my god, I already have my wish. It's
see
you.
A falling comet, and then
I already have my wish. It's you.
Oh, but look, even if the moon dies, guess what? We could be a rising star too.
Oh my god, I love you.
But also, one thing that comes with limerence, which makes it so conflicting when it comes to the contrast between limerence and love, is that people can neglect their own needs. So their wants. Yeah, their needs and wants, because exactly, they want so many things from this person, the reciprocation of this person, the duality in both sides having the same feelings together and also having the same dislikes together. But also think about how hard it is to not just maintain, but retain your identity. Because as I learned in the anthropology course, there are people that endorse, or not endorse, but they indulge in this career, and they retain who they are, all their knowledge, all their gimmicks and everything like that. And they go into all these different cities and countries to learn all these different things without losing who they are. And that's important when you're in a relationship, because you're still navigating. You're on a new path, a new person. You have to learn with this person. It's kind of like, let's say it's the end of the world. Zombie apocalypse, Walking Dead, who knows? Or maybe even Last of Us. Shout out Last of Us, even though I never played it.
But man, that game is too awesome.
I've heard.
And they even have a show now on HBO Max.
Exactly. And I was going to shout that out. Yo, shout out Last of Us. And it's like this. Last of Us, you're paired with people that you don't know. You don't know who you're going to meet. And whether it's a strong adoration or a strong distaste for their personality, just like there's still some kind of fluidity that has to commence in order to be able to get along together. Because at the end of the day, there is no community without unity. And the more that we seclude ourselves from society, nature, trees, even though that's a part of nature, and people, I think that it's important, regardless of what, to still embrace and understand, love, some tolerance, but simply just be patient and love when it comes to being around people. And limerence can get you distracted because you are idolizing, pedestalizing, and you are gratifying, like crippling this person. Like you are struggling to choke them, but you're still choking them. You are choking them to the point where it's so smothering that you can't even breathe. You forget who you are.
I honestly think the reason why we have these tendencies is because like we have such anxieties to like finding the one for us, because like one of like our worst fear is to not find someone that will love us, care for us, and be loyal to us, and we like die alone. Like that's a lot of people's fears. So like since we have this anxiety, we make poor decisions in our love life. And when that happens, it's just like, well, many people will be in this domestic relationship, which is very unfortunate. And if you are ever in a domestic relationship, you got to go. It doesn't matter how much you love them. If they are hurting you, it is not love. It's normal that there's ups and downs, but there should be no reason why a man or even a woman should be putting their hands on you whatsoever. So I just wanted to make that clear. But at least from what you were saying, Tyler, I think that's just what it is. Like we lose this identity of ourselves, because what happens is that if you don't love yourself from the beginning, then you're going to be loving this other person for what the love that you're not giving yourself. And when that happens is like once you don't have this person in your life, then it's like, oh, I don't even know who I am anymore, because you didn't take the time to know who you are, and you was just only trying to take the time on who they are and who they are with you, and you think that's the identity of you are who you are, but it's not. So.
Exactly, and I like how you bring that up, because as you're saying that, I just thought of this. Because this person is lacking, so whatever their background is, whether poor family orientation in their childhood, leading into like how they what their idealization is on love, but also because of whatever they are lacking, they will float to whatever is fulfilling. So whatever is filling that
void,
hypothetical void, right? Because when people get their heart broken or they're like so much disappointment into something, it's like I feel empty. I feel like I lost a part of me. I feel like I can't be myself anymore. I'm like a whole different person, and I'm not who I used to be. I'm somebody that I used to know. Bars. And so with that being said, it's kind of like you have to take that time to like really think about like, damn, like I lost myself so much that like I can't even,
I think when people say that, and it happens, like it can happen for absolutely everyone, it's because like they were in these habits of loving this person for so long, especially let's say if it's been a couple years, like you've been in the habit, let's say cooking for them, or you're doing these certain chores for them or accolades to like help support this person, you start building those habits. And once you are no longer with this person, you're like, well, what do I do now? Like I'm so used to cooking, cleaning, let's say, majority of the times that's a woman's role. Not to say a man can't do it either, but a lot of times the woman would be doing that. At least, my personal opinion as well. Or like say for the guy, he's the one that is providing. He's the one that is always catering to her, or, planning things out to make, the love a little bit more alive. Because really, like when it comes to like being in a relationship, because we are talking about love, and regardless of intimate relationships or not, but to keep love there, you always have to do things to like kind of keep it spicy. If it's like surprising the other person, if it's doing certain things to like keep them afloat with like you reminding them that you love them, if it's buying them stuff that you went to Walmart and you was like, oh, I know these are your favorite chocolates, I know you like almonds,
5 love languages,
get an Almond Joy.
Wait, of all things, an Almond Joy?
Some people like Almond Joy. I like Almond Joy, it's cool.
I mean, Almond Joy is cool, but like, all right, Almond Joy or Mounds? Mounds is basically the dark chocolate version of Almond Joy.
Almond Joy.
All right, cool. Because there are some people that don't like coconut, so I appreciate that.
I like coconut.
Thank you, but you like pickles, so like we're gonna get to the next topic.
Well, we're not even talking about pickles. You brought that up. See,
nah. I saw the color green,
trauma.
man, and PTSD, bro.
Yeah,
PTSD.
bro.
And look, my phone is green too.
Yeah, but I honestly think though, we need to make sure that we reassure love, and that's one of the parts of what love is. Like, love is reassuring. It's hard work. Like, love is, it only goes thus far.
Same as happiness.
We need to understand that.
Same as happiness.
Happiness as well. Because love, like, I think the person that we are with, contributes to like, I think like 80% of our happiness in our life. And not to say that's an actual percentage, but who we are with is like a big part of our life. they are who we come home to if we live with them, or someone that we talk on a daily basis, and also like who we reflect off of. So if this person that we are with is not like healthy in any form of way, then it could be detrimental to us, and like it can kind of mess with our well-being, and that would then not be good.
I actually have a little study fact.
Oh, really?
No, yeah. So, by a journalist, excuse me, and I apologize for mispronouncing your name if I do by chance. Gary Carranzas, and he said that a romantic love has been found to exist in 147 of 166 cultures looked at in one study. So almost 9 times out of 10, I'll say 8.5 or 8.7 times out of 10, a lot of times, you know, a lot of people or everybody in the world is aware of love. Now, as Angel was mentioning, especially with domestic relationships, like, we're not saying that is a love, but we have to respect it as an identity of love that's still toxic, bad. There's still good and bad. So we just narrow it down or organize it to either this or that. And when it comes to domestic relationships, it's like we have to understand, especially the person that's doing the act, it's like, you know, their understanding and comprehension of love is clearly altered, but to them that is love. And it's not justifying it or accepting that it is love, but it's the idea of, to us, a love that we knew when we were younger, when we were in relationships and thought we were in love, but now we're not. When we're older and in new relationships, or just single and loving ourselves a lot more, understanding so many things, we got to understand that just because we don't agree with that love anymore doesn't mean that it wasn't love.
Right. It's just a love that we experienced and we understand now we don't like this kind of love, or this is not a way love should be brought up, because a lot of times when someone is loving, let's say, quote, a wrong way, is because they don't know how to manage their emotions a lot of times. Because a lot of our actions can be impulsed by how we feel.
And addictions that could give instant gratification, because you need instant gratification for a disappointment. And I mean, there's a lot of times like we're not properly taught a lot of the time to know how to navigate through our feelings and know how to reflect, so we'd run away. And not saying that, you know, it is okay to run away, but there's a reason why we run away, and it's because sometimes we get lost, and we'd rather continue getting lost to eventually find our way somewhere, but we don't know where that somewhere could be.
Right. And it's like how we talked before on our previous video, we were talking about boundaries. Like, we can love all we want, but we don't have the understanding of other things like trust, boundaries, tolerance, then it's going to be hard to try to love someone because we don't understand what boundaries are or how to set them. And if you guys don't know about boundaries or how to set them, we talked a little bit about it in our previous video, so you could go check that out. At least a little bit on the inside how we look at things, and a little bit of how to set boundaries. But I think when it comes to love, there's so many accolades that make love. You can't love someone if you don't trust them. You can't love someone if you don't try to understand yourself. And not to say that you can still love someone without understanding yourself, because you could find yourself in a sense with loving someone else, because loving others made me love myself more. Like, you can, it can happen. But it's very important that you love yourself, because the reason why you can hurt yourself in the end just because you're loving this person, and no matter what they do, it becomes unconditional, and you just keep hurting yourself at the end. Yeah. It's just like, well, now what? You're just hurting yourself at the end of the day. It's just like, bruh, don't do that.
And it's like Angel was mentioning, like, you know, when you love yourself, you know, people that do the same, that know how to love themselves and are passionate about, like, you know, having their mental health in good shape and having the respect and the love not only for themselves but also for other people and nature and animals and things like that. People like that gravitate towards you. And imagine what it's like to be surrounded by people that love themselves, and it's just like this overwhelming bouncing frequency of like, man, I love you so much. You look so good today, man. You should not have wore that outfit because, man, got my eyes sores crazy. Damn. So, like, that's overwhelming. Funny. That's a rampaging of appreciation.
Yeah.
But imagine how much more peaceful and loving and caring, and how much more of a better place this world could be in if there wasn't so much malice and there was more of a loving aspect. Because the more insightful that we are, and we could just take a step back, like, and not get so caught up in our emotions or let our pride get in the way of things. Think about how much more things will flow. Animals wouldn't be extinct, because a lot more animals are becoming extinct.
That's crazy.
And just our approach to things, we wouldn't be so careless, because as I mentioned in the boundaries video, since we're, reflecting now as
Ah.
we do, I mentioned that, one space too much to the left, one space too much to the right, and the pyramid collapses. And I just finished seeing a clip about, like, the pyramids were almost made like, it almost seems like the word perfection is when it comes to the pyramids, because everything has to be placed in such a specific order, and how many rocks is up there, and to just keep everything in order is like, it literally, it would collapse if just one slight movement. So, like, when it comes to boundaries and when it comes to loving yourself, there has to be this foundation: humility, responsibility, accountability,
Perseverance,
trust, honesty, perseverance. Like, all these traits make up love. But love, at the end of the day, without mentioning the 5 love languages and without mentioning how great the experiences are, is just being seen and understood.
right?
That's all it is. It's seen and understood, and everything else just complements it afterwards. Like, you know what? I know that Angel likes certain name brands, and I know if I'm going to be getting him something for his birthday this year, then, I'm going to be mindful. Okay, so you know what? I know that he likes this, so I'll keep a watchful eye, and it's not like I need to keep reminding myself, okay, he likes this. I just know naturally because I love the brother, and I just know him. So, like, respectfully, you're going to love someone who is practically your best friend. So love people that are almost like your best friend, back in your hand.
Just say you want to marry me. That's it. Nothing. Yo, you know what's funny though? Like, matter of fact, let's go on Google right now, and for anyone that is listening to us, if it's on Spotify, podcasts, and if you're listening,
podcasts.
Oh wait, what? We're doing that.
Google Podcast.
Google Podcast. So yeah, it was Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Yep.
and Google Cast, Castbox. Or if you were watching us on YouTube, go on Google real quick, right? And if you put in "Will I ever," tell me what you see.
Okay, so
Will I ever?
Okay, so the first suggestion I got is, will I ever be good enough? And then,
oh, damn, that's deep.
God,
damn. I got. Will I ever find love? Will I ever find love again? Will I ever be happy? See, like,
well, oh my gosh, this got dark. Will I ever get a girlfriend?
Well, 38's to remember if you feel this way. The honest answer is yes. So it's just like, my point in bringing that up is just to say that, like, we all have, like, similarities to, like, how we feel for love. And that's why, like, when we listen to music, it's, like, so resonating. Like, damn, that's busting right now. If it's Juice WRLD or anything. I see the shadows in my room.
Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Well, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. That was good timing.
But it's just to say, like, when we have that resonating factor, is because we have the feeling of to be the same, but what makes us different is how we manage the experience.
Yep.
So it's like, if we're always staying secluded in the house and not wanting to go outside, or if we're more likely to go outside and, like, fill in these voids with having other partners, it's like, that can all be detrimental. So, like, it's just to say that we all are looking for the same thing, and our experiences unites us together, like I said before. But we have to take one step at a time and understanding the process of loving so that we can be loving. So instead of trying to find love and probably never find it, let's try to express it every day and experience love every single time. And therefore, when the love that is meant for us, that complements us well, because love is a complement to how we see ourselves, that's when we know that we can take things further and take this particular person serious, because it's nothing about just having something that we want and desire and how it makes us feel, but how we can think about it and how it makes us more growing, because love is a growing factor and is never stagnant. So therefore, love should always be in a changing way that makes someone better than who they were when they were first found.
Precisely. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I could say this as honest as I can be. Angel, everything that Angel just said is exactly what it is, and I'll also include that, with love can make you feel so many things, but it's the idea of, okay, I love this person. The feeling is a feeling, and that feeling can be overwhelmingly strong to the point where you could do some impulsive things because it's overwhelming. Like, oh, I feel so good. Like, man, I just love this person so much. I want to do it for them. I know they'll be happy. You want to see that gratification, see them smile and things like that. But love is also like, I love you because I see a future with you, and there are things that I want to do, and I know that there are things that you want to do. but I want to do this together and go through these things with you, because the more that we grow together, the better that life will be. And regardless of the hardships, trials, and tribulations that we may go through, it's the idea that we got to go through it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're gonna have a shorter video this time. So we're gonna cut it short like a strawberry shortcake. Get it? Short? No? Okay.
Pink?
Oh,
strawberry
yep, there we go. Yep,
right.
all right.
No red today. No red.
Yep. All right.
We got the red right here too.
Oh, okay. But I want to give a quick shout out to this app. This is not sponsored, but I figure that, since we're talking about love, there's an app called Evergreen. And Evergreen is an app where you have another partner and you basically send an invite and be like, hey, join me, and you grow with your partner. And there's certain things that is just for you, like you reflect on. Like right now, if I'm looking, there's certain things that says like hard times build strong bonds, and you go in there. Now there is also a subscription that you do pay for. It's like $10 a month, and $10 is nothing, especially if you're trying to grow with this person.
That's a Spotify account right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on now.
So invest, build healthy relationships.
Yeah, like, so honestly, and it has like little like accolades. Like, I don't know if you guys would see, but I got 115 points. So like stars.
Oh, ball player.
Right? Like the stars that we appreciate, like from SpongeBob. Like he was going crazy when he was about to lose his star.
I thought we were talking about Mario.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. So, and then there's like little games that you guys could play together, which can also be fun to getting to know each other. And then it's also cool that it has like words of wisdom. Like today it says, love is when you meet someone who tells you something new about yourself. I was just saying that it compliments you. That was by Andre Britton, if I said that right. But then there's also weekly check-ins, and every time when you are doing these things, it lets the other person know, hey, they did this. It's your turn to do it. So it gives like notifications. So like honestly, at the end of the day, there's no excuse to say, oh, I forgot or I overlooked it. But I think you guys should really check this out. It'll be a good way to like be more like fun as far as like trying to figure someone out. And I would suggest like, you can do this if it's the first day you met someone. It could be a week, a month, but it's all about the respect on doing it together. And you guys don't have to pay a subscription for it. It's completely free. But if you want to like boost things any further, you could definitely pay for it to unlock other things. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I just want to give that mention. So shout outs to Evergreen. I think it's pretty cool, and you guys should give it a try. So I'll leave it down in the description, and you guys could check it out.
Yeah, because Evergreen was definitely something fun to find. I could say that going through that app it definitely gave inspiration, and it's being able to utilize the app itself, so that way whether you're learning new things about someone or just you're being reminded of some things that you could easily forget, because the more that you're with somebody, I mean, like, think about how easy it is to forget certain things, and you may need extra time to remember that or just be reminded of it. And sometimes there are people that could get a bit, I'll say, egotistical and get upset or disappointed, like, how could you forget that? But it's like, naturally, there are so much things that we interpret in our mind that, like, going in a long-term memory bank and reciting that information, it can be hard sometimes. So just going back to the app and like remembering, what would Angel like on the beach? A margarita or a pina colada? Pina colada sounds better because it got coconut, pineapple. Like, how could you go wrong with that? So,
You might be right on that too.
And that's just a guess. So but overall, it's little things like that. It's just great fruit for service. Great fruit for service.
And then you understand each other, like, have good, healthy conversations after that. So I think that'd be pretty cool for you guys to check out. So I thought that I'll share that. And so also, if there's anything that resonated with you guys, if there's anything that was catering, loving to you guys, please feel free to share it to your friends, your families, anyone that needs to hear any of the things that we may said. And even if it's something that just really stuck out to you, let us know on our podcast on Instagram on the Rally Cry podcast, and you could tag us on anything. If anything really stuck out to you, that would be great. It lets us know that we're doing something that is impactful to you. And that would be awesome. I mean, I love you for it.
Definitely can't forget TikTok.
Oh yeah, TikTok too.
We got TikTok, so we got Instagram, TikTok. We have Facebook. We also now have a Pinterest. So if you want to find any of our quotes, some of the things that we say, some of the things that we create, some of the things that we gain inspiration from, any of our clips, everything, you can find that on Pinterest as well. And for anybody that's on Pinterest, I know that you like pictures, so definitely there will be quotes, probably some good looking pictures of of us. So
Yeah.
check it out.
And if you're on any platform, make sure you are following us on it. If it's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Anchor, all those kind of platforms. So that way, every time we post a video bi-weekly at 9 a.m.
on Tuesdays.
There you go. You keep up with us, and you wouldn't have to lose any second, minute, or hour. So we love you guys. Until next time, we hope that you find the love that is meant for you. And remember, just because you can't find the love, remember, there's always love in your life, and appreciate the love that's in your life, even if it's from your friends or family. And then the love for you that you want to come to you in fruition will come once you express it for yourself. So, yes.
You don't find love, you let it find you. That's all I'm saying.
Because love is an attraction. All right, let me stop. All right,
And
love you guys.
direction.
Yes. Love you guys. Until next time, y'all be easy.
Love you too. Be breezy.
Peace.